Everybody, welcome back to Riverbend Springs. This will be part 6 of our series. And in part 5, I told you that I would bring you back for harvest in August, but we've had a few things happen since then. And I thought it was a good idea to go ahead and make a part 6 already here in June. That way you can kind of see what I'm doing around the farm. We're going to start by getting our tractor out, and then we're going to need our wagon. So what has happened? We have $247,000 now. So with that money, what we're going to do is get this area prepped for us to put down our straw production and get that moving this month. We did have to shut down our beer production. We ran out of wheat. So we'll go ahead and show you what we're talking about down here. So this little area here is where our production is going to go. What I want to do is clear out a couple of these trees and shrubs that are up front, and then level this area out so that we can fit the production in, as well as some parking spaces. So we're going to get in our tractor here. And then I'm going to pick up our loader with the tree be gone. Pretty sure I put it behind here. Yep. Zoom in a little bit since we don't have a trailer or anything. Don't need to be that far out. Alright. Go ahead and head over. Do a little first person driving here. And it'll actually be this other entrance. Right here. So this is going to be the main entrance. What I want to do is clear out some of the trees to the right and the left. Go ahead and get our tree be gone down. Oops. Get her running. Okay, let's just see where we're at. Go ahead and move this across the road while we do some leveling. looks like we've got this area pretty well level. Let's go ahead and grab our production. And because we have to deliver, well, we don't really have to deliver, but if we did ever have to deliver, I did kind of want a little bit of space in the back. Just set this back just a little bit further. Kind of center it. Put that down and let's see how it looks. Okay, everything looks relatively level. Alright. And now that we've got the building down, we can take our softening tool and kind of soften out the edges where we did our leveling. The tree's getting in the way. That way our vehicles don't have a problem driving over. Getting onto the road and such. We could still use these pathways. Now I'm not exactly sure where it is. I think it's under... Oops. I think it's under others. We've actually got some parking spaces. Yep, there they are. Turn on our snapping. And we've got some parking spaces in front of the production. So it's like pretty much an actual store. And I think I kind of wanted to do maybe extend the gravel down here a little bit. So that we can get past the parking spaces if we need to. Extend the driveway area. Extend this out a little bit in case we ever had to deliver. There. I think that looks pretty good. Nice little shop. Alright, let's take a look at what this production does. Let's go down here, we'll go to a straw production. So it takes in water, which I don't know if that water will distribute over here since it's on a different property. We'll see. It looks like for a scarecrow you need some wood, straw, and water. For straw accessories you just need straw and water. Straw baskets, just straw and water. Brooms, you need wood, straw, and water. And for a straw crate, you just need straw and water. Okay. So, really doesn't hold much. It only holds 8,000 liters of each product. Okay. So let's see if there's different. It'll probably be down on the bottom here. Okay, so they've all got different times a year. That they sell. So I think what we'll do is we'll keep those on storing, but we'll do the ones that are just straw and water. So the scarecrow needs wood, straw accessories, straw basket, and then straw crate. Go up to our straw lazy distribution and hit distribution or distributing. And when we fast forward a day, we'll see if the straw is actually, and the water is actually being distributed over there. For right now, we're done with our tree be gone. You know, something else we might want to put in there is some lights. Maybe an area light. Something like this, maybe. It's kind of goofy they have those things at the edge of the building. Put one there. And put one there. So we've got some lights for the parking lot. Also gives us lights so that we know that we're entering. Yeah, that works. So we'll go and put away our tree be gone. And then the next thing you need to do is feed the piggies, because their food is actually starting to come down a little bit. Oops, overshot that. Go ahead and close that. Go over and get our wagon. So produced a pretty good amount of pig feed. Not exactly sure it's going to sustain us when we get a bunch of pigs in here. But it's good enough for right now. Go ahead and get them fed. Alright. Put our trailer back. Close this up. Put our tractor back. Okay, now one other thing that I wanted to show you was our piggies actually had piglets. So right now they're about a month old. We're getting up there in the slurry. Still not enough for us to do our properties though. We'll probably look at that again next year after the pigs have another round of piglets. But we do have 20 pigs now. And I might actually look at buying a few more. Depends on how much pig food we can produce. I think I'll wait and see. So, alright. Now we'll jump ahead a day and make sure that our straw production is actually doing what it's supposed to. So we'll see how that's going here in just a second. Alright, so we're back in July, and I just realized that we forgot to sell our soybeans. Yep, we forgot to sell the soybeans. So let's look at the price for them. See if it's still... Okay, so it's still the same price as it was last month. So we're pretty lucky there. Go down to soybeans. Set those to selling. And what it'll do is it'll sell all of our soybeans for the month. And we'll have some extra cash to work with. It looks like the straw is dropping out. And into our straw production. And the water is also going to our straw production. So you can see that our accessories, our baskets, and our crates are being produced. And that's amazing. So throughout the year, we'll just fill that up until it's completely full. And then whenever it comes around where their prices are at their highest, we'll go ahead and sell those off. It looks like for the majority, where'd they go? Looks like for a majority, August is the time to sell everything. August and September. They kind of level off in August and September. So probably it doesn't matter which. We'll just say every August when we have a harvest, we'll put all of our straw products up for sale. and then get done with the harvest. We'll replenish the straw distribution, and it can distribute over, and we can start for the next year. And every August, we'll just go ahead and sell all of our straw products instead of keeping them year-round. So even though the year-round price isn't that far off, like it's only some of them are only a couple $100 off, but still, I'd rather get the top price for whatever we're selling. So we'll go ahead and fast forward and get started with the harvest. We're here in August, ready to start our harvest for the year. But before we do have a little bit of extra cash from our sale of the soybeans, about $220,000. I wanted to take a look at upgrading our tractors, and it doesn't look like, man, that Kinsey grain cart would be nice. Pottinger windrower would be nice. It's a little over 60 grand for both of them. But I wanted to take a look and see if we had another Massey Ferguson available. And we do. For $192,000. We can get this guy who's got a little over 200 horsepower. And for 202, we can get one that's 225 horsepower. I would kind of like to go for the 225. That way we make sure that we definitely have enough. Go with the Michelin tires. I don't care about a cool box. Don't need beacon lights. Don't need warning signs. Don't need a speed sticker. Loader attacher. We've got it on the old one, so we don't have to worry about that. And then colors I don't have to worry about. So we are going to go ahead and purchase a new tractor. And bring that back to the farm. So let's tab over until we get to the new tractor. Oh, forgot we had our new forage wagon here still. Been sitting here pretty much all year. We'll go ahead and take that back to the farm too. While we're on our way. Just arrived back at the farm with our new forage wagon. Go ahead and get our new tractor hooked up to the wagon, crop wagon. Okay, now we'll head over to the harvester and we'll get started harvesting all of our crops. Start like we always do down here on this western field. gonna go ahead and let the AI worker do his thing. Just make sure that we got a straw swath engaged. Okay. Just make sure that he's actually dropping it. And it looks good. Take our old tractor and we'll see how it does with this forage wagon. This tractor's got 170 horsepower. And it says that this forage wagon only needs 150 to run decent. We'll see. We might have to switch the old tractor and the new tractor if we end up having problems. But while we're sitting here, let's go ahead to our production menu. And we'll go down to our soybeans that we had, and we'll go set that back to storing. Wheat we still have distributing. Straw is still distributing. Looks like they've still got about 12 liters in there. And then straw production. Looks like they've still got some room to make some products, but we'll go ahead and set those to selling for today. And then starting next month, we'll set them back to storing. Like I said, we'll just sell them all in the August time frame. So we'll see how the new tractor does. Let's take a look inside this baby. Whole bunch more buttons and whistles. Different monitors. Got a little buddy seat. Pretty cool interior. Let's see how it sounds. Sounding pretty nice. Gets up and goes pretty good, 27 miles an hour. We know from last year that we had to unload the harvester when it was coming back around this way. So we'll go ahead and stage our wagon here and get ready for the first unloading. Actually, it looks like our harvester is going to be ready to be unloaded before we thought it was going to be, so I'm going to try to catch up to it here and try to unload it while it's doing this top portion of the field. There we go. It's our first unload of the second full harvest. I guess it could be harvest year 3. this tractor is not having any problem whatsoever pulling this wagon. We'll see when it gets a little bit fuller, but not having an issue right now. Back down here, because after it gets done with this section here, it's going to start its up and downs, and this is probably where we're going to have to unload it the next time. Stay out of its way here. He's getting to about 75%, so I think I'm going to empty him out before he gets to that 80. I don't know if he makes 2 more passes, if he'll have more than 80 or not. I definitely don't want him to get stuck, so. Go ahead and start emptying them out here. Go ahead and get this tractor staged again. And the benefit of having 2 tractors is now, with this one staged, just waiting on another time to unload, I can tab over to the other tractor. And this tractor can go ahead and start doing the foraging of the straw before he's even done with this field. Kind of getting 3 things done at once. Now if I was baling this straw, I wouldn't want to do this because it would leave square bales all over the place, and it could hold up the AI worker. But since we're just foraging, we're not leaving anything on the ground. So there we go. Make sure we're picking everything up. Yep. We'll see how this tractor does doing the foraging with this wagon. So far so good with the old tractor. Got about a pass and a half around before we're getting to the point to where we're going to need to empty this harvester out again. It'd be nice to get a larger capacity harvester, but just don't have the money for it right now. I guess we'll see maybe later on if we can afford it. right now, I don't think there's anything wrong with this harvester, so go ahead and dump this off. By the time we come back, it'll probably be, yeah, this tractor's not having any problem. Right up to 20 miles an hour easy. Pulling it uphill. So we'll just go straight to our lazy production, or lazy distribution. Not even going to worry about putting anything in the production. Get that dumped off, and we'll get our beer production up and going. Now that's going to be getting some wheat in. It's already got water. So that's good to go. Straw's still going. Make sure I got my lazy production turned on. Yep. And we still haven't sold everything from the straw yet. And water looks like it's doing alright. So far so good. Busiest month of the year is going to be August, I think. From now on. Got our first full load of straw ready to go over to the straw distribution. This tractor doesn't seem to be having too much of an issue. I mean, it gets a little bit slow and loses some power going uphill, but that's to be expected with any tractor hauling weight. Doesn't seem to be too bad. Looks like it's handling it pretty good. So first dump at the straw distribution. And it is nice. I would have, with the other trailer, I would have made 2 trips by now. The other forage trailer. So pretty nice. It's kind of cutting the forage time in half. But of course we got 2 more fields to do, so it's not like it's cutting down the amount of time that we're spending on it. So it looks like the harvester's done over here. We'll stop this right there, tab over to the harvester, and we'll get it emptied out and started on the second field. I'm liking our yield. It seems like we're yielding quite a bit. So, because we've got all of our productions running and stuff, I can't really get a good idea of how much we've brought in total, but yeah, we'll get this harvester going on the second field. And we'll finish picking up what little straw we got here. Move our new tractor over to the other field, ready to get started picking up form. I think this is plenty of wheat for what we're trying to do. We might actually have more than what we need. If that's the case, we'll look at possibly doing different crops. Set that right there. I think that's good. Alright. I'll get going getting this wheat done. Or straw done. Harvester made it around one hedgerow and already needs to be emptied out. So we'll go ahead and get lined up here. We're about 70% full. What I'll do is I'll wait for the harvester to come around again to the same spot, and I'll just go ahead and empty it no matter what it's at. That should fill up my wagon enough to where I drop it off, and then the harvester can have a couple of rows of not worrying about what it needs to do. It might be in its way here, so let me move. Out this way. There. That should be out of its way. And as far as the forage wagon's doing, it's okay. It's having trouble on this field in particular because it slopes on the east and south sides. It's kind of built on the side of a hill. So it'll go from 11 miles an hour down to about 7 or 8, especially on that far left-hand side that you see on screen. Drops down pretty good, but other than that, it's not doing bad with this wagon. I'm pretty impressed. So go and get this load unloaded and probably be ready to switch the field. That what's left in that field isn't going to be a full load, so switch over to the other field, start following the harvester around. And this is fun. There's a lot of stuff going on all at once. Got the AI worker running the harvester, and I'm running wagon and foraging all at the same time. It's pretty cool. Definitely hectic and busy. Glad we only have to do it for this 1 month. Looks like we got relatively clear skies out there, so hopefully weather won't change on us while we're doing these other two fields. That's the only thing that'll screw up the rhythm, is if we have to stop because of rain. But so far so good. And we're getting done with this first field. Shut my pickup off and pick it up. Oop. I think I left the spot. Yep, I sure did. Leave no straw behind. There, I got it. Shut everything off, pick the pickup up, we'll head over to the second field. Yeah, this tractor's doing really good. With this, I'm pretty surprised. It looks like our combine's just about ready, so I'll go ahead and tab over to the new tractor. So he's going to need to pick him up. So it's not hitting 80% by the time it gets done with this. But because of the left-hand side that the auger's on the harvester, this is the best time for me to pick it up. You know, if I let it go down for another 2, it would definitely be over 100% full. And I don't want to be trying to empty it out. Even though I don't have crop destruction on, I try to keep it as realistic as possible. You know, I don't like picking it up, driving through the crop. So I just let it do its 3 up and downs and then pick it up on the 4th pass, even if it's not at 80%. Usually it's right around 80. I mean, usually like 76, 77%. So tab over and we'll get this tractor ready doing straw pickup. I think it'll do a lot better on this field just because this field's relatively flat. The other 2 fields we've got are pretty flat too. I don't think it's going to have any issues pulling that wagon. And you can tell once it gets full, it'll bounce around more. You see the miles per hour bouncing around down there. That's when you can tell that the tractor's having a little bit of a struggle with it, but it's not as bad as what I thought it was going to be. Struggle between 10 and 11 is okay, but once it gets down to, like I said, 5, 6, 7, that area, that's when you can tell that the tractor definitely doesn't have enough horsepower to be doing whatever you're trying to do. So, but this one's doing okay. Another load of straw going to the bin. My worker has finished the second field. So we'll go ahead and get what he's got unloaded. I already took a trailer load back and unloaded it. knew he only had like 1 or 2 passes left, so just let him finish. There we go. How are the piggies doing? Haven't checked on the piggies. Doing alright. We're probably 2 more months away from more piggies. Then we'll have 30. Slurry's doing good. Still not enough to get us some though. Food's doing alright. So get down here to the second field, or third field. I'm interested to see what the yield is going to be for these two. Go ahead and get them started, and we'll check back in later. Finally done with the second field, picking up the straw swaths. And we're going to move down to the other 2 fields. See how they're getting on. Harvester's trucking right along. He's on his up downs now on the first field over here. Let's see how full he is. He's getting there. He can wait for the next one. Almost got the first trailer full for this field. See how nice it looked. I mean, this field's pretty nice. Right on the edge of the water. But it's also nice and flat, so the other tractor won't have any trouble picking up the straw swath. Or shouldn't have any trouble picking up the straw swath. Go ahead. Get started with that, I guess. And we just finished up field 3. Get them unloaded here, move over to field 4. And then we'll almost be done. This little system has actually been working pretty smooth. It's kind of fun while you're playing. You know, you've always got something you can do. You're not doing any sitting around. Like normally during harvest season, like you're sitting there and you're pretty much just waiting for the combine to be done with what they're doing. Waiting for them to be unloaded, but with this one you've actually got other things you could be doing. And that is it for harvesting. All 4 fields done. Put the last bit here in the wagon. Take a look at our productions real quick. Make sure everything's turned on. The lazy distributions, make sure everything's distributing the way it should. our vehicles cleaned up. Get the combine ready for storage. Check on our piggies, see how they're doing. Everything cleaned up. Okay there. And the paint is taking a beating. Not that it matters though. I don't usually fix the paint on any vehicles that I own. What paint comes off of them is character. Tab over to our new tractor with the wagon, get this unloaded. Look at our productions while we're emptying that out. Piggy's got plenty of food. Still producing slurry. Lazy production. Wheat is on. We ended up with 123,000 liters. Not bad. Oops. Straw, we're sitting about 315. Beverage factory still got 16,000 liters in it, but it's operating. And it looks like pretty much everything from the straw market has been sold. So we'll go back to storing on those. There's still 238 liters in there. So by the next selling season, the next December, we'll have quite a bit to sell out of there. Let's look at our finances. How much will it tell us how much we've sold so far? About 20,000. But there's no way for us to tell how much of that is straw and straw products and how much of it is beer. So, alright, go ahead and put our wagon away. Not going to need that. Oh, how much pig food do we have in that production? Not much. So, we'll leave it for another day. This here for now while we finish up what's left of the straw in the field, which really isn't too much. Just another couple of rows and we'll get it done. With this last little bit, we are done. So that was a pretty long harvest. Like I said, it was a lot of fun. So we had a bunch of stuff to do all at once. So we'll get this last little bit of straw delivered over to our straw distribution. And what I'll do is get the vehicle cleaned up, get all the vehicles cleaned up. And this is where we'll end the episode. If you like what I'm doing, make sure you like, subscribe, and share the video. Hit the notification bell so that you'll get notified whenever I make a new video, come out with a new video. When I bring you back, we'll start our plowing and seeding for the next year. And thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day.